Hello, welcome to the first edition of RESURA Live. Um, if I am in fact live, and we're going to be talking about Joshi that has happened in March, stuff that's coming in April. I am Ryan. This is not how my room actually looks. It's just an effect. I do have a great panel ready to roll. We have Scott E Wrestling is here, hyped up,
Hi.
ready to roll.
How you doing?
He probably won't be able to not say something negative against Shoko Nakajima.
Whoa! I'm a very positive guy these days,
Okay?
Ryan.
Let's find out. We'll test that theory very soon. We also have Justin.
How's it going?
Welcome. He's representing Diving Dropkick with the Hazuki gear.
Oh yeah, the best.
And Hazuki saw this shirt. Am I right? When you
Yes.
met her?
Yeah, she saw it at the Spark Joshi show and was like making sure to point me out when she was in the ring. So that made me feel pretty good. But then yeah, I got to meet her afterwards for the meet and greet.
That's always the best. Yes, sir. And lastly, but not leastly, Tret. Oh! Did you see what he put as his name? Last minute switch.
Just really stacking it on Scott here. You know, not only are we testing his Shoko Nakajima fandom, but the general favorite show for Scott amongst the four that we're going to be talking about today.
We can't help the fact that we like fun and wrestling, and some people just don't like it as much, you know?
Yeah, you know, Scott's favorite genre in professional wrestling is comedy wrestling, which Tokyo Joshi does so well. So
why did I sign up for this?
He's getting blasted right away.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Okay, take a shot at somebody, Scott, just to make it even.
I don't have a shot to take. I'm a nice guy these days. I like nice wrestling. God.
Perfect.
Well, Joshi wrestling. Let's not talk about other wrestling. I don't.
Yeah.
I could not talk about other wrestling right now. It is.
Konosuke Takeshi's book.
It's been a while.
Princess, so I don't have that.
There we go.
Sorry.
Get it out. Get the toxicity out.
I'm good. I'm sure there's gonna be a great spreadsheet tonight or whatever, and slideshow. Like we gotta have one of those.
Yes, absolutely.
Machine.
Already one of my children is trying to come in. I explain what I'm doing. It's a live situation. Don't come in. But children are children. Do their own thing. We're gonna start by. Wrong slide. Let me start over. I knew there'd be issues. We're just starting out. This is our first situation, and I am an elder.
We're working out the kinks.
Millennial. There we go. Can everybody see this beautiful logo? Okay, so the idea for this show, I was like, we do a roundup every month with some of our best and favorite matches. I just wanted to extend upon that and make it more conversational, go in deeper than just the Rex. Just wrap up the month. And it was a big month. This goes further than just March. Dave put on our site, restauranmag.com, article about the history of hair versus hair matches in Joshi. Goes pretty far back in history and then all the way up to Julie and Tam. You can see very unclearly in the back is the Toyota versus Yamato match, which is my favorite hair versus hair. Anybody have a favorite of this category?
Favorite match or favorite removing of hair? That's two very different categories.
Do you have a favorite removing?
Well, I did actually quite like how they did the Tam versus Julia aspect, with it's very emotionally charged in the whole, I don't want to take your hair, and then Julia doing no, take it, I lost. That's very classic, but then really taking the Clippers to it, and then oh no, I look better with the hair removed kind of aspect they then ran with. That's very classic, but I don't know whether it was necessarily the best match to remove of one's hair.
Mm-hmm. And Julia rocked it. Like, she can rock any hair, shaved head, braids,
Julia.
just anything.
Yeah,
We
I think.
also. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I haven't seen a lot of the hair versus hair matches, like, because I haven't gone back to watch a lot of the stuff in history. But I will say that I was only like casually watching Joshi for a little while before the Tam and Julia match. So it was one of the big things that kind of got me back into it to like really watch, show after show and stuff like that, because just the emotion in it and like the match itself was good and everything, but like just having everything together really, really connected with me. And I was like, all right, like I need to watch every show now, going forward at that point. So
Tam is a draw. See, we brought him in. We're gonna like have Scott leave in the middle and never come back.
I didn't do nothing. No. No. I think Tam versus Julia is a great choice. I love that match. I sometimes love that feud. Sometimes keyword. This isn't my favorite one, but I do love Nanai versus Arisa Nakajima. I wanted to shout that one out. I think that's a fantastic one, very emotional one. And also, no one said it yet, so I'll just say it. Chigusa versus Dump. Obviously,
classic. Yes,
that's one you certainly don't want to forget. I think that's the most famous Joshi one. For most people, just the
like they got immortalized on Netflix of all places.
Yeah, great show. Everyone should watch Queen of Villains if you've never watched it. I think that's my favorite Joshi content of the past year or two. That's not Mayu or Sari adjacent. I gotta keep the gimmick going. Come on, guys. Come on.
Okay. Also, I wrote up a recap, the best matches, the best moments from the 4 Tokyo Joshi Texas shows. I wasn't able to see all of them in person, but I did see Houston in person. It is so surreal that they're here again in Houston, and Miyu Watanabe said they're coming back again. They're getting over 1,000 people every time, selling out Houston every time. We'll have you every year, guys. We got you. And they can go bigger.
From Texas,
the place they do in Houston.
Travel.
Yes, they could go your way. It's closer, Trent, but they haven't.
Oh, not my way. Like they might travel to Australia.
Well, your side of the world,
corner of the world.
Just that quadrant, I guess.
Yeah.
So they went to Austin twice. They went to Dallas. It's 4 shows. I put Sakura Hattori there. To me, she was one of the big highlights. I've been saying for so long that like Kaya Toribami, I'm like, there's something there, but it's not there. I want her to be good, but it's not quite clicking. And when she said she wanted to rebrand, I was like, oh, let's try that. And it has really worked, I think. Though she does some of the hand motions like too long, so someone has to kind of stand there and watch her do all her thing. I would just tighten that up. But the look is cool, and I would say people, I could tell, like, as being there in person for the last show, they were into her. Like there was a big energy for her, which wouldn't have happened in the Bird era, I think.
The Bird. I think honestly though, like
not the word.
The big thing with her is she's always showed flashes of like really cool stuff because like of her, stunt training and whatnot, like being able to do a lot of really cool moves and like move her body and have really good control of it is like definitely a plus. But I think that the character just sometimes wouldn't connect, and I think this will connect better. The biggest thing I think though with the hand motions, like she can be up there forever, that's fine. You just need the other person to like feed very slowly, like have them be like worn out, have them like trying to get to a knee, and not just be like, okay, I'm completely standing, now do the hand motions. They need to be in the middle of it instead. And if they can time that right, I think it's fine, because I think the forearm, it doesn't always look the best, but the more she does it, it'll get better. So
yeah,
I
it's
don't
just
think it'll
been
be a
like
problem.
a week, right? Like we just started it. The Austin shows were like her first time doing this, like so I'll give her some leeway, but I agree with you. It's definitely clicking a lot more.
Ryan, did you hear the rumor of why she stopped being a bird?
No.
Hummingbird threatened her. That's all.
I mean, if Hummingbird
Wait,
flexes,
really?
I'd be scared.
Okay. Well,
No, that would be a really cool story, though. That would be fascinating.
It's the match we need. Okay.
There you go. Put it
Actually, Flying Penguin put her in there too.
Careful on we need. I don't need it. I'm good.
He doesn't need more Flying
Look at
Penguin.
this Scott the Fun Police, man.
And then Scott did some great work here. I wanted to shout out and let him tell you about what he's up to.
Yeah, I do a lot now. I've unfortunately become really important at my job again. So literally my actual job, and then whatever I do with this. I had today go up a Mayu versus Natsumi Shizuki match review. That show happened today if you're in America, yesterday if you're in Australia. See, Trent, that's called being respectful. Really fun match. Really strong match. I've done doing a lot of videos these days, to the point where I have given up on sleep again. Not the best choice. Don't recommend it, but I have that up there. I have the Sareism review up there. Those are the last two videos. Have plenty of stuff coming out over the next week. I might do a full Grand Princess review, which is exciting. It really just depends if I actually get to watch the show within a day or not.
Okay.
That's literally what will get that review out. But I'm looking forward to doing more, and I have beginners guides coming out and things like that, keeping myself busy, and maybe a lot of interviews. And when I say a lot, they've accidentally popped up in my life. So I do know there's a Sari interview on Monday, so I can promote that. That'll be out Monday.
That's a big one.
That'll be the second one in 2 weeks. So that's fun.
Spread the gospel.
Yes.
I find she has good answers. Like she has in-depth stuff. She's she's giving a lot every interview I've ever seen with her. So looking forward to that.
Thank you. Yeah, that's all from me.
Also wrote some stuff. He did not write about Evil Uno. Oh, I thought it was already written. Sorry.
Well,
he can tell you about it.
Technically, it is written, but it's not out on the website yet. So if you go to resuramag.com right now, you won't see it on the website, but it is coming soon. It's on Mia Yotsuba's journey in Choco Pro, becoming basically someone that they can lean on as one of their aces, which is very important for Choco Pro right now because they're kind of in a little bit of a turning and developing period, especially with their sort of next generation having not fully blossomed, with certain wrestlers leaving, some wrestlers not quite developing as quickly as they maybe could have. Mia Yotsuba's kind of been the one person to really stand up and stretch forward. So, as they're about to prepare to upload Choco Pro The Promise, where she's challenging Rina Yamashita for the Super Asia Championship, I thought now's a really good time to look at her journey there and becoming sort of the next big star for Choco Pro. So in the next possibly week, depending on the schedule that we have at Resura, expect that to pop up very, very shortly.
What about the Evil Uno piece?
He might get a mention in the article. I haven't decided yet because the Mystery Wrestling did combine up with Choco Pro and Baka Gaijin very recently.
You're not going to do a full chronicle over Mystery Wrestling?
Well, it's maybe not for Resura. See, I might shop it around to other websites. Distinct lack of long hair.
I see. Well, we can get into our first match, which feels like happened not this month. It feels like so long ago now. I mean, but we did have the finals of the Cinderella tournament. I think everybody saw this one. on the panel.
Mm-hmm.
Scott, I would love
There's
to hear
no
your
way
thoughts.
Trent saw this. There's no. You
Hey,
watched
wait,
this?
He did.
I
No?
did watch it. I did, in fact, watch it. For context, I didn't watch it in context. I didn't watch it with the full breadth of the tournament. I didn't watch the show live as it happened, but I have watched the match.
Is that your
Right
first
back
Stardom
at you,
match
Scott.
watched? Was that your first Stardom match watched in like 2 years?
A year and a half. The last Stardom
Okay.
match I watched was the 5-Star Grand Prix quarterfinals when they were live streaming that on YouTube. I watched a couple of matches from that, but
I so badly wanted you to say like Tam versus Natsuko. Come on, for the bit you could have just said it. Well, I'm happy that you watched the match. It's very cool. That was news to me. You know, Trent stopped watching.
I'm
Stardom,
committed
so
to
that was
RESURA Live. I watch everything.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why he watched it. He didn't watch it because he wanted to. Okay, never mind. Continue, Ryan. Sorry.
He did his homework.
Yes.
Scott, were you able to enjoy it even though you wanted it to go a different way?
No, actually, I wasn't.
Okay.
I'm kind.
Okay.
I'm done with
I was
all
afraid
the
of that.
Rena losses.
Okay.
As the team Rena leader over here, I understand I lead a lot of teams. We'll hold that later. We'll talk about that in a second. It's getting a little bit frustrating. I'm not gonna lie to you, Ryan. It's getting tough, especially when we're losing to Hanan.
The chosen one.
Justin has a Hazuki shirt on. We can mock Hanan for a second. No, but I did think the match was great for what it's worth. I enjoyed it quite a lot. I liked seeing the sisters face off. I really wanted them to do Rena and Hina in the semifinal, but we couldn't have the perfect world for some reason, so it's fine. But back-to-back Cinderella losses is tough. It's tough for Rena FC over here. But listen, we're gonna bounce back. We're probably not gonna do anything at Queendom. But you know, we're gonna act like we are. Last year it was Yamika Hoda. That was tough, you know. Didn't go very well. So we'll see what turns out here. But yeah, good for Hanan, whatever.
Do you think maybe we go 3 years in a row and then she wins in the final and it's like so much better because of the 2 losses? That's a lot to project, but
I mean, I can't wait that long. I can't wait that long for the big win. I want her to beat Hanan the month after Hanan beats Konami. I do not want to wait for the Wonder run. That being said, we are rooting for Sayaka Kurara to win the world title because if anyone's going to beat her, it also might be Rena, and I am rooting for Rena to win something, something, anything. I wouldn't mind the Cinderella thing, but that's long-term booking that I don't know if that's being considered at the moment. So I'm just gonna
just where my head was. Justin, what did you think about the finals?
I thought it was great. Honestly, the entire tournament was really, really good. I enjoyed like being able to see some wrestlers get pushed a little differently than they normally would. Obviously, Rena has been a hell of a tournament wrestler for quite a while now because like her run through the 5-star last year was pretty insane. And I'm hoping that maybe by losing this, she'll win the 5-star instead. Maybe be kind of cool. But I also have high hopes that Rena eventually is able to break away from hate and start her own faction because we need another Tokyo Cyber Squad attitude type of faction where I think she could be really, really good with that. And there's enough people who either have a connection or, you know, whatnot that could join it as well as other, you know, other people as well. I think Hanan was really good during the tournament. Sometimes she kind of lacks a little bit in like just house show matches and things like that. I don't think that she really pops off the page, but when she does get into singles matches, I think she turns it on a bit more. And I believe like we kind of all knew that she was going to be one of the favorites because of the possibility of facing Konami. So her winning was not like such a shock, but I think honestly, once she wins the white belt, because that's probably going to happen, it'll be interesting to see what they do with her from there. Because if they need to call up Hazuki to beat her up, I mean, it's a possibility since she is like the greatest white belt challenger of all time. So
Wrestler, period. You don't even have to say challenger. She's the greatest white belt wrestler of all time. She
that's
has
fair.
never
That's
won.
fair.
Go.
I just say challenger because she hasn't won. That's the problem. Okay, we need to fix that. But yeah, the tournament itself was great, and also shout out to Miyu Amasaki, because I think she was really, really good throughout the tournament. And if she would have beaten Rina to get to the finals, I wouldn't have been upset, because they booked her really well going through, and she showed a lot of improvement where she wasn't exactly a just a DDT merchant the entire time like she was maybe last year, for instance.
Yeah.
I think she's growing, which is really cool to see, and it's someone they can lean on in the future, I believe.
And Trent came back to Stardom for this match, so this is big.
Yes, I am a Stardom tourist at the moment. I'm not. I don't have a residency on Stardom Island at the moment. Having watched this, and looking back at the previous Cinderella tournaments and all of that, probably the best Cinderella tournament final, because the Cinderella tournament typically is not something you go to for great matches. It's good for stories. It's good for pushing certain wrestlers, putting them in new positions. But you look at sort of the history of the tournament, it's not a series you go to for matches. It's for teasing future matches. You go there, you see two wrestlers wrestle for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. You go, oh, I can't wait to see them wrestle properly in a title match or at the 5-star Grand Prix. Even like I think probably the best finals match that I can think of before this was maybe Sai Kamitani versus Micah back in 2021, maybe. And even that was not really a standout match, especially by their standards. And this match, I felt like can kind of stand on its own legs outside of having the asterisks of a Cinderella tournament match. I do think both of them can do better in future, either outside of this or against each other in future matches. But this was a very good match on its own terms. They brought the heat against each other. It was a sort of a really good finishing stretch. It is nice to, having not watched either of them for a while and seeing them here, having seen how they've both developed over the years, especially Rina, obviously someone who, as the last time I kind of watched Stardom, had, was at kind of just at the cusp of really developing into a phenomenal wrestler, and now kind of seeing where all that hype had developed to. But yeah, it's great sort of seeing the Cinderella tournament put on the kind of matches that maybe it feels like it should have been doing for years, but it's never really being able to do because of the setup of it. For years, it was a one-show tournament and then was kept trying to find a different identity. Is it a 2-show tournament? Is it stretched out over a month and a half? Is it kind of just for rookies and developing talent? It's still trying to find a set identity, but this was a great kind of highlight match to show what the Cinderella tournament can be moving forward potentially.
Yeah, for sure. I was writing, as this tournament was happening, I was writing a guide to all the Joshi wrestling tournaments. And like, what is the purpose of each one and what can you expect? And I was saying the same thing as you, that it's not really one for great matches. They're shorter, they're not going fully out. And as I'm writing that, this tournament is happening, and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm lying a little bit because this is quite good. And then they just kill it in the finals. I'm very much a la carte Stardom fan right now. Like, pull up a show and like, who do I want to see? I want to see this match. I want to see this match. And Rina has she's become a must watch for me. Every time I see her name on something, I'm going to see it. This is a really good example of that. Hanan was good, but like Rina looked like just a bigger star here. And if you'd never watched any of them, you'd be like, okay, that's the one. That's the megastar with the red hair. I did like the sort of parallels between them. They both do the judo style moves and stuff. And the element of just sisters versus sisters is always something interesting. It's not quite, Owen Hart versus Bret Hart, but there's always just that natural, obvious storytelling, sibling rivalry. I thought it was one of my favorite Stardom matches so far this year.
I did love seeing Rina bust out my favorite judoka move, the vertebreaker.
Yep. Okay, let's go to match 2. Gotta put some Choco Pro here. So I'm the type of Choco Pro fan that sometimes it's too silly for me, and they're too playful, and I can get behind it, but I'm not I'm not as invested. I can appreciate it on a certain level. But sometimes they just bring it, and it feels bigger than that venue, and it feels more serious, and it feels more intense. I feel like this is a really good example of that. It's the classic. The veteran is dominating. Sayaka's just beating Rory's ass for so long. And then you see like that baby face fire comeback. And there's just like a real urgency to everything. Everything feels intense. It feels like they're just about to win. There's a whole bunch of flash pins. Um, and less sort of playing to the crowd, less playing around. So it worked for me a lot more than I usually get from this promotion. And a nice fun use of the windowsill. You would think after this time, like everybody's in everything they can do with the window. But every once in a while, it's like, oh, okay, you can do this, you can do that to it. And it's so is it crazy that Iwata's already leaving, or has she left? Or she's left, right? Trent,
Yeah,
you're the expert on
the
that.
retirement show has officially happened. It hasn't aired yet. They're sort of on a
I see.
1 week delay, essentially. I think it's going up tomorrow on YouTube. If you bought the Choco bouquets, this is one of the rare cases where if you bought the bouquet, you actually got special access to the show early. I think to kind of give a present for her retirement show and encourage, a farewell gift to Hiyori. But yeah, as of now, she has officially retired, which anyone can watch that starting tomorrow.
And it's just a crazy byproduct of Joshi. Like at any moment, anyone could retire at any age, and you're just like I'm just getting into her. I was like, your article like really helped me understand, her place in the hierarchy and her story. But I'd already liked her wrestling too. So those two combined, I was like, okay, I'm invested. Oh, she's leaving. Can't blame you. This is a hard business, but she's already gone. Justin, did you see this match?
Yeah, I actually watched it shortly before we had streamed, because it's something I had not gotten to see before. For me, Choco Pro is something I watch here and there. Like if there's certain matches that are really interesting, it'll pull me towards it. Every now and then I'll just be like, I want to watch some wrestling and they have a show, I might as well watch it. I mean, the most exciting part of any show though is usually the Jonkin tournament because that's where the real competition comes in. But I think Hiyori is a really fun wrestler. When I went to the show in I think it was the start of November, I was a part of Team Hiyori because I got one of the jerseys that she needed me to wear for the Halloween costume battle royal, and she like she isn't the best technical wrestler and stuff like that. Like she's not an overly like super athletic person, but she does a really good job at connecting with the crowd and making you want to support her even if you don't even know who she is. Because there was a couple guys who went with us to the show who had never even been to like a wrestling show before, and we were just like, hey, like come to this thing, it's really fun, and they really enjoyed themselves. And like I think a couple of them bought a portrait from Hiyori and everything as well. So
Oh.
she's really good at just connecting people, and having her go against a really good veteran like Sayaka Obihiro was a really cool thing to see. And I definitely plan to watch a couple of the Hiyori matches that are going towards her retirement as well, because they are things that I do want to check out. I really enjoyed the match though; it was really good.
Trent, what about you?
So I think for people listening who maybe aren't fully familiar with who Hiyori is, the easiest way I can describe her is she's sort of this generation of Choco Pro's Lulu Pencil. she's not a phenomenal technical wrestler. She's not going to be someone you're tuning in purely for the match quality. But the way she endears herself to the public and the crowd and just wins them over through sheer force of personality has just sort of taken everything by storm in Choco Pro. And now, just as she started to really connect on just a personal level with everyone, she's moving on. And look, she's not retiring because the business has beaten her down and she's retiring due to injuries like a lot of Joshi wrestlers, or not even because she's getting married, which tends to be the other Joshi wrestling retirement move. She's moving on because she's getting a career elsewhere. Just like Lulu Pencil was a journalist and she went on to write for IGN and stuff. Hiyori's, she's a phenomenal artist, and you can see that if you followed her on Twitter and stuff. She's going on to get a proper job, a non-wrestling job, which, although it's not been officially shown, like she's graduated from university, which was in arts, and it looks like she's going to do art-based stuff, and it just wasn't going to be feasible to keep doing the Choco Pro schedule or wrestling schedule and also do that kind of full-time job. So it's a real shame to lose someone like Hiyori, who was really doing phenomenal things and really finding her vibe as a wrestler. But seeing the retirement road has just been wonderful, and getting kind of to go out on such a high, wrestling Sayaka Obahiro, who has been such a key part of her career, very short career, getting to wrestle someone like Shoko Nakajima, who she was such a big fan of back before she was a wrestler and was doing artwork of, and seeing people when she posted her artwork, wait, you were such and such on Twitter posting your artwork, and they were recognizing her art. That was fantastic. This match is kind of like, I think, is one of those kind of matches where you can watch on a couple of different levels. If you don't follow Choco Pro at all and you watch, it's okay. It's not the best technical match you'll ever watch. It's fine. Especially amongst the four that we're talking about today, it's definitely the weakest. But if you go in with an idea of the story, it's arguably the strongest. How much Sayaka has meant to Yawada's career and how it sort of pulled her out of her shell and how it's kind of guided her through the latter half of her very short career, and seeing her finally get to wrestle this one-on-one match and actually win, get the flash pin and surprise her and sort of show the progression she's had. This match meant so much for everyone in that building. You could see everyone kind of hype up, and Mesa Ugra as the referee getting excited as those flash pins got closer and closer. Seeing a couple of the young people in the back behind the window who are training Choco Pro wrestlers who are doing the exhibition matches as part of Darajo Pro. You see them watching and like they're the next step, the next generation of Choco Pro. Seeing what Hiyori's doing and knowing, well, whether I'm not, if I'm going to be a prodigy like May or not, it doesn't matter. Like I can connect with these audiences. I can be a wrestler and find my place in pro wrestling. This is what Choco Pro offers. This is what this kind of platform offers. And this is what these kind of matches allow. So whether you're coming in as a Choco Pro fanatic like me, as a somewhat regular, or just brand new, like this match offers different things. But I do encourage you to approach it with an open eye, understanding just what these kind of matches mean to someone like Hiyori.
It's free on YouTube, so easy to access, which is always great. I did want to mention Bali and Aki's commentary. You can tell how excited he is, like you're saying about everyone else around. It's very infectious. So you're like, even if you're not sure why, you're like, this seems like a really big deal. He's like going crazy. So I think you can just jump in as someone who doesn't know the promotion well. Scott, did we sell you on this match? Ready to watch it?
I mean, if you want, I do have a little story, but it will be funny for people. So Trent told me about Hiyori about 2 or 3 months ago, maybe. I was telling me like the story about her. I forget what we were doing. Maybe we were just chatting. But he was telling me the story about Hiyori, and I was like, oh, I like that story. It sounds fun, And then like maybe like 2 months later or whatever, when he's like recommending a match or something, like, she's retiring. I was like, that's
there you
bummer.
go. It's hard to
so that was my Hiyori story, because I literally learned about her 3 months ago, and then me and Trent were talking about her, and he's like, oh yeah, by the way, she's retiring. I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But I mean, you sold me on the match. I will give you all that. You definitely sold me on the match in terms of, because I think for me to get me to watch something that's kind of out of my zone at the moment is to tell me there's a story worth witnessing. I don't need it to be about cool moves. I don't need if there's a story there and I just learned the story, I'm way more intrigued to go out of my way and check it out. So I think I'm going to do just that. I'm going to be upset when I watch it. And I'm like, oh well, that was a good run. I appreciated watching her for all of one match, but I like the way you guys broke that down, and I think anyone that, and I think that's, I'm going to turn this into a whole thing, but I think again that's the beauty of Joshi wrestling compared to any other kind of wrestling, is that there's legitimately something for everyone. And I think this promotion does such a good job at showcasing that, because they do have literally everything. They'll have the in-ring matches that I'm more accustomed to watching from them. Like, I'm very excited for the show that's getting dropped today. But then they have something like this where you're telling that story in their unique setting that I think anyone can connect with if you just look past where they're wrestling and just enjoy it for what it is, And I think that's again why I love Joshi wrestling so much, is because I can talk to Trent. His favorite promotion is this one right here, and he will tell me stories about it, and I will listen. I'll be like, man, it's way more. It's just, that's the beauty of why we do this, It's like, or like at least why I do it, is because everyone finds something different, and I think that's something I've taken time to learn over time. I am I gonna like everyone? Am I gonna like everything? No, but I think something like this and a story like Hiyori's is a reason why you can remember why Joshi wrestling is so special. So just wanted to share that point of view. I did not get to watch it yet, but now I am. Now I am going to watch it. So
there we
that's
go.
what matters.
Let us know.
Right? You won me over. For what it's worth, I didn't know about it until literally 2 seconds ago when you guys just told me about it. So it's not even like it was me ignoring it. Nope, I just learned.
Well, they put on so many shows.
That too. They put on so many shows. I watched them a lot during COVID, and I had a great time. The Emi Sakura Mei Saruga match is one I famously remember. That was like legitimately like top of the line, best of the year quality type. They wrestled for like 40 minutes around that entire place, and I was like, this is amazing. But I'm going to stop talking now and let you move on.
Sounds good. We have a shout out from Tokyo Joshi Pod, who, if you guys, I highly recommend the episodes they've been doing about the Texas shows. They break it down really well. They have a lot of firsthand video, and you can get their opinion, their perspective. And that's perfect, because that's where we're headed next.
Show, by the way,
we're headed to Texas.
Love that.
I do listen to that podcast every week. Andy does a great job with it, and I think if anyone is interested in TJPW, they should definitely give it a listen, because they'll get some information they may not already know, and it covers the week-to-week stuff. So if you don't want to watch every single house show at KFC Hall, then you can decide to just listen and learn about what happened. And it's usually maybe an hour at most, so it's not that bad, really.
We
it's
do like
the venue name, by the way, KFC Hall. I get so hungry when I hear it.
Yeah, it's a really nice building, though. I will say that much. Like, it's a nice place, but there is no KFC inside of it, or like pretty close to outside, I don't think either. So it's kind of a problem. We're gonna have to work on that.
Should be called Mossberger Hall.
We'll call somebody.
Yes.
Let's start with Justin. He has started something. What do you think about this battle here?
Oh, it was really good. I watched all of the first show, and then I've like pieced together some of the other stuff from the other shows. But this is definitely a match I was looking forward to going in, because you have two really good veterans who know each other quite well, and like I feel like sometimes Miyu like holds back with certain people just because I feel like she's worried that if she starts throwing as many strikes as she can, she might errantly actually knock someone out. So like when she works with someone like Shoko, for instance, Shoko knows well enough where to be and like what's coming that she can actually, you know, throw full power and like really get into things. And then Shoko is like a very creative wrestler who will sometimes mess up things because she's as creative as she is. But when you're working with another veteran like Miyu and someone who can really, you know, keep with what she's trying to do, um, it made for a really, really great match. Really hard hitting, a lot of really cool spots. That I think I honestly didn't know for sure who was gonna win, like going into it either. Like, there's some matches on the show where you kind of know, like, okay, this person's being built up for this or that, and even though Miyu's built up for the big tag match, you know, I don't think that they look at that as something where like, oh, she needs to win every match going in, for instance. Like they would
Yeah,
be able to
you're
kind
right.
of mix it up if they wanted to. So I really enjoyed it. You know, it's definitely a big change from some of the other matches on there where, you know, it's more fun based where they're going to do some comedy and stuff like that. We don't have Palm getting into a Tesla, you know, things like that. So I really enjoyed it. And anytime they want to put those two in the ring one on one against each other, I'm always going to watch. That's for sure.
Grant, did you catch this one?
I did. What I really appreciated about this match, and I think it made a lot of sense given the setting where they've gone to America. It's a little bit of a appreciating all the fans in America who are TJPW fans, but also a little bit of a we're reaching out and trying to win over new fans. Something I was sort of read too was they're kind of not just reaching out to wrestling fans, but just trying to win over fans who aren't wrestling fans in general, kind of appealing to the anime fan base that kind of is into Japan stuff in general, but hasn't necessarily branched out into wrestling. And I think that's really smart for a promotion like TJPW. And it showed for something like this because you've got two characters who you can look at and very quickly pick up what kind of personalities they are. You don't need a thesis. You don't need, you know, a Trent 3,000 word article to work out what are their histories, what are they about, why should I care about these people, like some wrestlers you might need to. You can go in there very quickly. Okay, Shoko's short, she's into Godzilla stuff, she's a bit of an underdog babyface. Miyu Master, she kicks really, really hard. I can work with that. There's a little bit of comedy in it, you know, like the long run up for the kick and then moving Risu into in the way to protect, the, you know, shushing the crowd so she can get the sound of the kick. But they built really well into the finishing stretch. There was no real downswing in pace. You know, so new fans who might get a little bit bored by lots of headlocks and rest holds and submission based stuff, they're not going to get bored by a match like this. It's fast paced, plenty's going on. It just appeals very good to a casual, curious fan. I have a couple of friends who are wrestling curious. If I could have taken them to a show like this and they watched a match like this, I am very confident they would have walked away going, I want to watch more like this. I want to watch more from these wrestlers. Can I get an autograph or a photo with these people? So this is a very smart match to have on a show like this to try and win over new fans and people who aren't necessarily full in on wrestling, but maybe got dragged in by friends or got drawn in because, oh, this is kind of Japan stuff. I like Japan. I like anime. These, you know, women are kind of wearing funny looking outfits. Screw it. Let's go and attend a show. Yeah. If that's the market they were trying to draw in, rather than just appear, hoping that, hey, we have AEW fans and WWE fans here, maybe they'll go to this wrestling show. Very, very smart. Yeah, and it was good action too. As a wrestling fan, as opposed to someone who's just into, you know, anime stuff, this was good wrestling as well. It entertained me. I was very entertained by it. So very good match, but I think was even better as a match to draw in the casual fan.
Yeah.
So double thumbs up from TJPW on what they were trying to execute from this.
Yeah, I was super happy this was on the card. I think with these kind of shows, you're doing a lot of showcasing. So you're just gonna put a bunch of people in tag matches just to kind of show off the different characters. It's not necessarily gonna be like banger lineup. It's gonna be a demonstration reel, like a highlight reel of who you are. So to go to this match, which is, I think, the greatest rivalry in this promotion's history, their chemistry is so good, and Shoko is one of the few wrestlers who probably has beaten Miyu more often than she's lost to her. So even though she is the underdog, she has that sort of she's just always happens to find the way to beat Miyu. So that gives it an extra edge. So before you even start, like I'm in. I did think you mentioned the comedy stuff, Trent. Like I was a little afraid they were gonna go really hard there, and I was like, not this match. Like you got Raku, you got Palm. Let them do that. Let these people just kick ass, and then they did. They led on, and I thought it just got better, faster and faster. Like lulled you in, and then just bam, bam, bam. And I think this was the stuff that I saw most shared on Twitter, just clips. Look at this. Look at this. So you're gonna get all the Tesla stuff from Palm. You're gonna get all these memeable moments, but I think you also need to be like, look, we can also go. We can also kick ass. I brought a buddy who doesn't watch a lot of Joshi, um, and he immediately was watching this with me and said, "Who's this Shoko? Like, she can really go." Like he was really impressed with her athleticism, which was on full display here. Scott, what about you? Did you see this one?
I just finished watching it while you guys were talking. So if that's not impressive, yeah, that's fresh as can be. It's like I just watched the pin. It is over. That's why I did the whole make sure you see that. I did watch it. I didn't want you to skip over me.
Okay.
I thought it was quite good. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah, I never know with the American tours what to expect for anything because I think when you have watched enough certain Joshi shows in America, like they're not going to necessarily do what they're going to do at maybe a Grand Princess, right, or a Queendom or whatever, right? So you never know what to expect. And I think this is probably, unless there was a title on the line, as close as you're going to get to like top of the line Joshi match in America, which I thought was really great to see. I think the other reason I was nervous, and I don't know if this is a hot take, but I feel like Miyu Yamashita never gets to be Miyu Yamashita in America. And when I'm saying that is Miyu Yamashita has like this aura, this mystique about her when she's in a TJPW ring, right? When she makes her entrance, she makes the stare and all those different things. And after the past couple of years of the American tours, it felt like that had got watered down a little bit. So seeing her just be Miyu Yamashita in this match was lovely. I need her to be Miyu Yamashita more. I know a lot of people are like really happy. We're not putting the pillars in the title matches. Listen, Miyu Yamashita's been out long enough. I think we can put her back in title matches now. I don't think that's a bad idea. She doesn't have to win. She doesn't have to win. She just has to be in them.
She can be in the mix.
Absolutely. And I think her and Shoko, obviously, I think that's Shoko's best running partner. Obviously, you guys made the joke at the beginning. You expected me to say something about Shoko Nakajima. No, I am not her biggest fan necessarily. But when she is in there with the right opponent, I like her. And this was one of those times I did just that. I thought they had a very exciting closing stretch. And I think anyone that bought a ticket to that show, this match alone kind of paid for. I think that's one of those things you think about. I'm happy that they've become Texas Joshi Pro Wrestling. I think that's very important because they do better numbers in Texas than they do in Japan, which is crazy. It's incredible though. Like it's plain and simple. It's incredible because they're going to keep coming back because yourself and others keep showing up. They keep going. And as long as you keep going, I think that's great. And I will say this. I think Tokyo Joshi Pro is doing what Sukeban felt like they were supposed to be doing when they were announced. I think they're doing such a good job at bringing Joshi and the idea of that to America with these shows. Sukeban just doesn't run enough. So I feel like that idea was never fully met. And then it's more like with the fashion people and things like that. I have nothing against Sukeban. I think it's a very unique concept, but I think for what people wanted from Sukeban. I think that's what TJPW does, especially on these Texas tours. I think they've done a great job. I think that if you watch these shows and you didn't get to go, or you're like, I don't know, I'll see how it goes. I think they absolutely earned a ticket from anyone that's in the area. Anytime they go, wherever they go, I know they're not only going to Texas, they're going back to Vegas. So, I think you definitely want to go to that, right? You definitely want to be there for that show. And I think all the titles will be on the line too. So that alone, I mean, you're going to get a good show. So bravo to TJPW, obviously we're recording this right before the big show. So I think it's just even better timing for them. And I really enjoyed it. So good stuff from both of them.
Nice. And then
you didn't
I'm
expect
pull this
that
comment
positivity, did you,
I
Ryan?
did not. I did not. He liked it. He liked it a lot. I'm in full agreement here. It's like far and away the best match of the tour. There's a lot of fun stuff, a lot of a lot of joy, a lot of very Tokyo Joshi throughout all 4 shows. But this is the one. If I was like, hey, what should I watch? Like, this is the one, no doubt about it.
I mean, you didn't want to see Yuki Arai trying to play gachapon for like 5 minutes, trying to get her house key.
Oh my god,
that's not the show stealer. Come on.
that felt like forever. I was like, could you find this key? Like, I get what you're going for here. Yeah. But
why did you put more than like 2 or 3 balls in there? That's my thing. It's like,
you gotta gimmick that right. That felt like a long
be realistic. Got to show the realities of gachapon. You never get what you want.
Just chaos, just life. Okay, the next one we're talking about, our last match before we preview the next month, is a huge one for me. I love this one. You'll see that in my voice soon. It's from it's the main event from Surrealism. No surprise. Look at these 4 wrestlers. Good God. We live it, people have that meme about we could have lived in any era, but you happen to live in this era. And thank you. I'm so happy. Scott, do you want to go first? You love a lot of these women.
I do. I try to spread as much Sariism as possible as is. So, but celebrating her 15th anniversary with 2 of her great rivals, her tag partner. It was a fitting main event for the show. And it ended up being just a wonderful, wonderful experience. It was obviously a fantastic match. Obviously, I think like Ryan was saying, when you see these 4, like there was no result that this would have been bad. They can do this in their sleep. But I want to hyper focus more so on Sari and Hashimoto. I've said this publicly now, so I will say it again. They are coming closer and closer to being the best Joshi rivalry from the 2010s and on. I know many of us, myself included, you look at Mayu and Io as kind of the one, right? But listen, Mayu and Io, I don't think we're going to get that rivalry anymore. I think that's the whole reason for the match last year. But Sari and Hash are going to wrestle forever. They are going to wrestle forever. They're meant to fight forever. I don't watch Shiro Hashimoto get pinned much at all. And I think that's kind of the beauty of their story, is that if anyone's going to beat her, it is Sari. And I think that's why I love watching these 2, because you never really know when it's going to end. It's also like the only 2 people that I'm okay just getting up after someone hits their finisher, because like you guys just wear it. You guys just wear it. Hashimoto had a point in this match where she got dumped by Spark Rush. She got right to her feet and took them both down. I was like, this is just like, if you were to build, everyone has that saying, like, if you were supposed to build a wrestler in a lab, it would be Randy Orton. No, it would actually be Chihiro Hashimoto, fun fact, because that is an absolute beast every single time.
Yes.
I think we are witnessing a fantastic year from Hash. I see a lot of people talking wrestler of the year. I think that's very, very much in the conversation. I think for someone like Shuri, I just need Stardom to remember that they have her and they put a title on her, and that would be nice. please. I ask for Shuri matches more and more, and we're getting one against Tosh, so we're winning. It's not in Stardom, but it's in it's a start, you know, like it's a start. I appreciate that. I think Takumi Roha, this might be a hot take. I think she's having her best year since the knee injuries. I think she is off to an incredible start this year between the Spark Rush stuff, the Mayu match. We're going to get the Sari match at the Boontai show. I think she's having an incredible year. And obviously, Sari, we're on liftoff now. You know, she gave everyone a head start for your Wrestle of the Year conversations, right? We took it easy, get into the anniversary show, but we now have a lot of big matches lined up. Starts at Grand Princess with the Spark Rush tag against Miyu Yamashita and Arisu Endo, right? Can't wait for that one. Then you have the Kenta Kobashi show, right? She's wrestling Saya Kamatani and Shihiro Hashimoto on that show. And then, of course, the Yokohama Buntai show. I know I could include the West Coast Pro show, but listen, or the Marvelous Vegas show. That is a scary thing for me because she is trying to make the impossible happen. I hope she does it because if there's anyone that's going to do it, it's going to be her. But that Takumi versus Sari match, I've interviewed this woman so many times. And it's been an honor. And I've asked her who she wants to face so many times. And she has said Takumi Roha to me so many times. We are finally getting it. I can't wait. This match was fantastic. The show is fantastic. And one last plug, you can watch the music video for the new song now. It's up everywhere. So go check that out. If you haven't, it's up everywhere. It's a wonderful song by Shimatani and Sari. I absolutely adore it. So yeah, that's all from me. I think I did the Sun God justice as I try to do.
Yes.
So I will peep down now.
Excellent. Justin, did you see this?
Yes. I rewatched it again earlier today just to make sure that I was like,
nice.
You know, I could remember everything. Because in a match like that, there's so much that goes into it. Like there's just constant, bodies flying everywhere and people, connecting with so many stiff shots. Like even simple things as just, Sari slapping someone in the face and then Shuri slapping her in the face and like stuff like that. Even those simple things pack so much of a punch when it comes to these wrestlers themselves. And like Chihiro has been doing so good this year and towards the end of last year. Like I definitely think when it comes time to do the Joshi Top 100 again, that she's definitely going to be like in the running for the Wrestler of the Year for that, our time period at least. And Sari is basically just doing what she did last year, which was, not really do a bunch for the first like month or two of the year, just kind of do a few matches here and there. And then once she gets to, March or April, she turns it on and starts doing big match after big match, which means that we're in for, one hell of a year going forward. Takumi, I think, it's giving us the ability to see just how good she is because she's more active, I feel like, than she normally is. Like a lot of times she would be stuck just on Marvelous shows and you kind of like go like, okay, like if I want to watch Marvelous, that's fine. Like I'll see her there. But seeing her get out of there will really, really help people realize just how good she is. And I think that she's also going to be another person who would be up towards that top of the list when it comes to the Joshi 100 again. And then obviously Shuri is really great. Just like Scott had said, sometimes Stardom just sort of drops the ball with her and doesn't really give her much to do, other than tell people not to do the bear dance. So I think in general, like when you allow her to really lock in, and especially taking on people one-on-one or doing these big time tag matches, it allows people to realize like just how great she is. And I'm hoping that maybe from doing these type of big matches, it will make Stardom eventually kind of work her back into the red belt sort of stuff. Like she doesn't have to win the red belt tomorrow or whatever, but being able to see her go toe to toe for the red belt at least would at least I think allow people to realize just what level she's at, even though the IWGP should be like similar to it. So all in all, the match itself was incredible. I don't think it matches quite what the big tag match did with Mayu and Vinny involved, but it was trying to get to that point, I think. and I think that it would be like a close second, but not quite second or not quite first myself when it comes to what I'm thinking. But yeah, like when you get a Sariism event, you're gonna get one hell of a tag finale normally, and this lived up to that and everything and more. And also, I do want to give a shout out to the Chi-Chi, Miku Kanai, Rina Nori, and Amu Fujiwara match, because that also
Oh
was a
yeah.
lot of fun. I really enjoyed seeing all of that young talent battle it out. And once again, we get a chance to see Nori/Rina, which is great because we never get to see her. So that was another great thing about this show. But yeah,
Fair point.
I liked you balancing her name. It's not easy. It's not easy.
I can't just say Rena because the
Correct.
real
It's
Rena is
confusing.
in Stardom. So
I'm
Will
with
the
you.
real Rena
I'm with
please
you.
stand up?
Yeah, that's definitely a choice. Knowing that there's a big Rena, you're like, I'm gonna
can
go
we
with
get
that.
like a triple threat with Rina Yamashita as well? Rina, and Rina Yamashita. That'd be a lot of
The
fun.
Now
battle
she's got
for
to
the
drop the
name,
surname.
whoever keeps it, whoever wins
Mhm.
keeps it.
Bring the contract up and make it a ladder match.
I like
There you
it.
go. Trey, what about yourself? Thoughts on this main event?
That was a solid 3.25 out of 5. I thought, yeah, it's okay. No, look, this was fantastic. Like, you look at these 4 competitors, and when the worst wrestler of the bunch is 2026 Takumi Iroha, you know you're in for a phenomenal match. And look, I'm saying that with no disrespect to Takumi, because she is my favorite of the 4. Like, she's my favorite, but like, yeah, you've got Chiro Hashimoto, you've got Shuri, and you've got Sarai. Like, what are we
Yeah.
doing here? Like, the floor to this match is 4.5 star. Like, if they don't do 4.5 star, you'd be saying, okay, what happened? What went wrong to make this not 4.5 star? But they went out there, they delivered an absolute banger and a half, as you would expect from these 4, as you come to expect from a series and main event tag match, because that's just what they do. That is what we come to expect. And like, the other thing that I think does need to be mentioned, because I think what you guys have said, I'd just be repeating here. How phenomenal did this match and this show as a whole look? They brought out the cameras, the production crew. Like, if Sarie's doing this, like, there's the standard that we are now coming to expect. Because look, we've all watched some questionable looking Joshi productions over the years. That
Yes.
comes with the territory. But if Sarie's pulling out this kind of stuff, let's get this more often. Let's come to expect this coming more often. So I'm not going to beat around the bush. We know what these 4 can do. It's just phenomenal stuff. You don't need to be told to watch a Sarai as a main event, especially one that's main eventing the 15th anniversary for Sarai.
Mhm.
But if you haven't watched it yet, don't watch it right now. Wait for us to finish the show, but then go and watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll be a great primer before TJPW, where you get to see the real
See what
graphs.
Star Crush is going to do to Endo and Yamashita.
Okay, fair enough. If you know me, you know this is 100% my jam. I am a simple man. If you just beat the shit out of each other and you just keep that pace going, like, I'm in, right? Like, and they're all experts at that. Um, it just felt like a fight, right? So often wrestling becomes acrobatics, it becomes dance. Everything felt like it mattered, everything felt intense. And when Scott was talking about them bouncing up after the big moves, I was right there with them, like, yeah, like, just that energy just charging through the screen. Machismo, bravado, like, they're just bunch of tough. I can't think of the female version of what I'm trying to say, but like, they're they're experts at this style. This is my favorite style. And Hashimoto is my top wrestler right now for the year. She's just been nailing it. But as you said, Cerie's coming in the rear view. I don't know how long she can hold that. We'll see. Okay, let's shift over to tonight. This is what's happening in a couple hours. It'll be easier for Trent to watch it. It will be in the middle of the day on a Sunday. I have a lot of matches I'm looking forward to. I don't think Scott's gonna love the one that I'm thinking about right now. The Mizuki Andresa Giant Panda is gonna be
Andresa.
It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be nuts. There's a little bit of history between them. Mizuki can turn that into something.
Story, Scott. Oh, we've got story for you.
It's got story. And that whole gimmick, I'm very into. I haven't seen it enough where it's tired. Still into it, but there's a lot to be excited about here. Trent, is there something you're particularly looking forward to here?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, there's a lot of really interesting matches on this show, but for me, like, anytime I get to see Mirai, ever since she's Marigold, especially, because sometimes they're easy matches to watch, sometimes they're a little bit difficult to find. But Mirai versus Suzume, who ever since her match on January 4th has been a wrestler, I'm like, okay, I need to pay a lot more attention to the B. That is a match I'm very excited to watch. So that's probably my most anticipated for today's show.
Justin, what about yourself?
So I love a lot of the matches on the card. We get a chance to see Antonio Honda do his thing, which is awesome. I always enjoy that.
That's not what I expected you to say.
I'm going through the card, okay? And then, obviously the big time tag match that has Spark Rush in it against Aris and Miyu is going to be fantastic because Aris is someone who everyone I think believes in, and we know that she's like very talented, and this is her chance to like really prove that she could be like an actual main eventer fully, because I think they kind of took the sales out of her when they took away the International Princess Championship so fast. I feel like the fact that we traded Max the Impaler for Vinny is okay, but the problem is that a lot of times when Vinny would be on TJPW cards, she just kind of phones it in. So my hope is that she'll get in there with Haru and like all of a sudden slap her in the face because she likes to hit children. I mean, I've seen it happen on other cards. Obviously, the Andresa and Mizuki match is going to be a lot of fun. The most fun of all is seeing Andresa get into the ring because it's kind of difficult. It takes some time. The Kenosuke Takeshita and Yuka Sakazaki versus Sasanango Machine and Misao should be really fun. I mean, let's hope that Takeshita ends up dropping the machine on his head. We'll see what happens. International Princess Championship match. Mirai and Suzumi, it's been something I've been looking forward to for a long time, ever since Mirai left, because I felt like there was unfinished business there with those two, like tagging for quite a while and so forth. And it'll be interesting to see like the new Mirai going against Suzumi, who's also gotten so much better over time. The tag match, it is what it is. I liked the Iconics years and years ago. Not the biggest fan today because I feel like having children has slowed them down a bit, maybe. And Uber Eats is fine. Like I feel like they get some, maybe too much hate at times from people, but them as a team, I don't think is as good as like they are singles wise, personally. And then the main event, it should be really good because Miyu and Yuki Arai have both been like building the match a ton through the tag matches and the
they
stuff.
have.
Like every little thing that you can pick out is really, really interesting to see. And the guys on the Joshing Around podcast have really done a good job at pointing that stuff out of like, oh, well, in this match, she did this move that she hadn't done in the prior matches, and she was able to catch her with it, but then the next match she wasn't able to. And like they've really been weaving a really good story between the two, to where even though I don't want Miyu Watanabe to lose the title, if she did, I wouldn't feel as upset about it as I would have, just going into it when they announced the match in the first place, because I've never been a huge Yuki Arai fan, but I think that she is getting better. And if she would just stop doing the finally all that much, I think she'd be a much better wrestler, because she's never gotten it to look that great. And when that was her finish for a long time, like, I need a little more. Like, I need something that actually looks like it has a bit of impact, if that's going to be your finish, especially because she seems like she's really into it. I mean, doing idol work and going there and training and becoming a full-blown wrestler, like, she put a lot of work in. So I'm not going to hate on her completely, but I'm really looking forward to the match. I think they're probably going to go 25 at least. And if they can get anywhere close to what Miyu and Suzumi did on the 4th of January, then we're in good shape, because that'll be 2 matches where TJPW had been able to tell better stories than some of the other companies that are looked at as real graps. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Scott, you said you might do a full review.
Yeah, I did say that. I've said that multiple times on multiple publications of mine.
I think the people want it.
It really just comes down to if I can watch it all in a day. If I can't watch it by the end of Sunday, I'll just put it in one big kind of roundup video with Hashimoto and Manami and all these other things I want to talk about. And I'll get to pick and choose if that happens. But the plan is to watch everything. Except for maybe Antonio Honda. Yeah. I appreciate that. Thank you. Listen. I am going into this show open mind, blank canvas type. I am not judging. I am not assuming, because here's the thing: TJPW having a good year, having a really good start to the year. Obviously, the Miyu versus Suzume match is kind of the big one that jumps off the page, right? That's a top match of the year contender quite easily. Might be the, like, for a lot of people. Absolutely. I think it's top 3 for me at the moment. I have no idea off the top of my head. Don't ask me. It was fantastic. I think it's one of the best TJPW matches of all time. And I think it just further solidified Miyu Watanabe as one of the best wrestlers in the entire world. What was the question that I'm answering? I legitimately.
Well, first I just asked if you could review it.
Okay. I didn't know if you had a roundabout.
Well, I'm also curious what you're most excited about. If there's something that's besides.
I just show up for Spark Rush.
If
I'm being real, I just show up for Sari. But if you want a non-simple answer, I'm not. No.
Tony Honda.
Nope. I'm not gonna pick Mariah and Suzume either. It's just another chalk pick for me. It's very wow, shocker from Scott. He picked the 2 most anticipated matches, including the one with Sari. So I am fascinated by this main event because Yuki Arai is a fascinating wrestler to me. I don't know if she's ready to win the belt from Miyu Watanabe. And I think that's what we get to see in this match. I think we get to see in this match from start to finish, is she ready to take that belt from the best wrestler in the company, the ace of the company? I wouldn't take it off of her. I wouldn't take it off Miyu Watanabe, because I do think you can tell a better story maybe with one more slip up for Yuki Arai. And I think TJPW would actually benefit from maybe even having her lose this match, come back around, maybe get back there, wrestle Princess, win that tournament. I think that'd be a fascinating way to tell a story, and something that I think more companies should do, quite frankly, is have a title match, fast forward a few months, they win, then they come back winning that tournament, and you rematch. I think that'd be an interesting thing. But I am very intrigued to see what Yuki Arai does in this match. I think Miyu Watanabe is just such an incredible wrestler. she's going to lead her to at least a very good match. I'm not worried about that part, but it's the ultimate test. How ready is Yuki Rai for this moment? Now that she's a full-time wrestler, right? She's moved on from being an idol. I think that is going to be the ultimate test. And I just want to say this art is fantastic. I love these posters that they've posted. I think the care that they put into just those simple but important things is again why people love TJPW so much. So like I said, I'm going to this show blank canvas. I'm excited. I wanted to actually stay up live for it, but I have had no sleep the past week. Like I said to you guys earlier, I worked 6 days in a row, double shifts every single day. I am tired, but I am going to watch this show. I am going to enjoy this show, and I might even review this show in full. We will see. TJPW fans, please don't hurt me. No matter what, we've had a tough relationship the past couple of years, but listen, I'm a new person this year. I'm enjoying everything. I'm loving everything. I think this show is going to be a fun one, so I'm looking forward to it. Even if I'm probably not going to love the comedy stuff, I'm just putting that out there. If you know me, it's not my thing. But I'm going to say that if I review it, I'm going to say, listen, it's not my thing, but I get it. I get why it's here. Yeah. Because, like I said earlier, Joshi Wrestling has something for everyone. Thank you.
There we go. Let's hit one more show that's coming up. You guys someone's gonna have to help me. I don't know what's on this show.
3 matches total. 3 matches total.
Other than this. Yeah. What are the other ones?
Hanan versus Konami, because she won the Cinderella.
Okay, white belt. Okay.
Yeah, right. We talked about that about 20, 40 minutes ago. And Fuachan versus Sariano.
Okay.
That's it. that is your card.
It's the end of the month, right? So
I think not fully confirmed yet, but I think it's O2 line for the Goddess against Ruaka and Natsuko, I believe. I don't know if they made the graphic yet, but that's what they've been talking about.
Yeah, it's either they do it there or they do it the Cork in not this coming week, the week after, because they have a weird schedule, or they throw it in America or something. Actually, I don't think Ruaka's going. Never mind.
No, she's not. No, neither is Natsuko this year. I don't think.
Oh, why not?
I think Reina's the only hate person, I believe.
I was gonna say I know the main event's not going. Saya Kamatani only goes if she getting paid her the big bucks. Come on now.
Or that they ain't trying to get anyone hurt going overseas. So. No, I don't blame him.
I don't blame him either. But yeah, those are the 3 matches. Ryan, are you pumped?
Okay. No, but there's time. What's Rita doing? Is any
Nothing.
Direction? Any?
No.
Hints? Okay.
Nope. None.
Because I'm interested in that.
They seem to like to give her those big singles matches. Because even on an earlier pay-per-view, they had her go against Fuwa-chan, which isn't big for her, but it's big for Fuwa. You know what I mean? It's a big spot.
Yeah, that was an interesting choice.
It was big in my heart. I'll tell you that.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that just have no direction at the moment. Nothing concrete. Azumi hasn't done anything since she lost into the strong belt.
Okay, that's not great.
Starlight Kid hasn't really done much since losing the world title match. May Sarah hasn't done much since losing the high speed title.
I see a pattern.
Yeah. Shuri's probably just gonna face Sari because why do something new? I'm not complaining, by the way. It will be fantastic.
Sounds like you're complaining about Shuri.
No, listen. I just think there's so many great matches you can do with both of them, and I think they should be able to do them on the same show. I think Shuri could be able to defend that title, and Sari could have a big singles match. I think both of those would be really good on Queendom. But if they do it together, it's fine because it's going to be top of the line, top match. And I think after the last 2 they have, or the way they changed the title in New Japan, they do have one more big blow off match that makes a lot of sense. But Ryan, you sound so you're not pumped for Sayaka Kurara? Is that what you're saying? You don't believe?
No.
Is that what you're saying? You don't believe in Tan War?
this is coming from? I just
You just said you
am
weren't
just
excited.
I'm
just said
just
you were excited.
so distant. I come in
You're-
late. I come outside. I'm like, what's happening? And then
It's the Bart Simpson
I don't-
meme where he walks into the boudoir and then walks straight back out.
yeah, exactly. So as it builds, I'll look and take a peek, and we'll see.
It-
Um,
I'll
it's
just
just
say
stardom
that
has really slid down my list of priorities. Like
that's
it's
fair.
Tokyo Joshi, Sendai in the top, and then
Ice Ribbon. Yeah, I know.
oh,
I
I should have
remember
been
that.
slightly above stardom.
Maybe some extras.
I love to bring up a famous thing that Ryan said once upon a time since we're
Uh-oh.
here, you know.
Not
We're-
once
we're
upon a
Fantastic.
time,
talking-
many times.
yeah, many times. It was like the last Ocean Cyclone prediction show
Okay.
we ever did. Was it
Mhm.
2024, Trent? Was it 2024?
Yeah,
believe it
and
was.
2023 and 2022.
Yeah. Ryan said it with his whole chest that Ice Ribbon was going to outdo Sendai Girls in 2024. I remember this vividly. In
Uh-huh.
2024, Sendai Girls got on Wrestle Universe. So his reasoning instantly got crushed because the big reason was like, we won't be able to see it. So like, you know,
And I
was like,
remember the
"That's
other
fair."
point was Ice Ribbon, had some issues because wrestlers weren't appearing due to injury and losing people. And this year would be different. And I think like the week after that episode went out,
Yeah.
like they lost someone to pregnancy. And I was like,
That's
yeah,
true.
Yeah,
this is-
Ibuki Hoshi left. Yeah.
They weren't
Yeah.
getting paid. That was part of it too, with the
That's the
Yeah.
big part.
the guy
Yeah.
in charge being in the hospital or something or whatever that
Yeah.
was. Like
Mhm.
it's been rough for them.
For
so.
what it's worth, Trent did retire Jamaica the year before that on that show.
Yeah, I
So-
may have predicted Jamaica would have a better year than Micah. And that was the year that, literally Jamaica retired. Like
Put
a
too much
week
pressure
after
on
that.
her.
Some predictions are better than others. So
That's true.
what can you
true.
do?
I don't regret that prediction because I still believe if Jamaica had stuck around, she would have done better than Micah. I believe in
Micah
my
became
jumbo
the world
princess.
champion.
Huh.
Micah literally became
And
the world
Jamaica
champion.
would have done better. I still believe that.
Well,
There
now
you
she'd
go.
be like
Can't
the
prove me
Marigold
wrong if
world
she didn't
champion,
retire.
probably.
We'll never know. We'll never know.
Alternate timelines.
Any more thoughts on the developing All-Star Grand Queendom?
I mean, honestly,
I will be seated watching another promotion.
Okay.
I'm gonna enjoy it no matter what happens. Like,
yeah.
it's something where I know year after year when they do these big shows that it's going to be a good show one way or another. Am I the biggest Carrara fan myself? Not personally, but I think that she has been showing a lot of potential recently, and like she's another one of those who, even in ring, like if the technique isn't always there and so forth, she does a really good job of connecting with an audience. And half of the battle sometimes is getting an audience invested into anything at these shows because it's so damn quiet at times. So if they can really, get the crowd into it and make people feel like Sayaka Carrara not only can win but also deserves to win, then that would do a lot. I just don't know if it's the right time or if she's the person to do it. But at the same time, they haven't really been building people as well as they could to kind of make the next person be ready to beat Saya Kamatani. And I think that's one of the biggest things. I still think that the white belt is pretty much a foregone conclusion, but at the same time, I didn't expect Konami to win it in the first place when I was there to see her beat Starlight Kid. So anything's possible. I think that they were waiting for a big show to be able to do the whole Avengers thing of like, okay, whale. But like I think that that's the biggest thing is they've been waiting to like you build up the bad so far to where people really want to see the good take over and come back basically, and you're gonna most likely have people from like all different factions end up going against hate in these big matches, which will honestly I think help hopefully.
They're going to do
because-
Avengers Endgame, aren't they?
Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
Oh no!
Yeah. So I mean,
Let's pull this out.
I would really like to see some more matches get announced maybe within the next week or two, just to kind of give us stuff to look forward to. I do think that Rena should have another like big singles match. I don't know what like legend they would have her like go against, Because I feel like that's kind of the thing that they want to do. Like, or are they gonna give her freaking Jaguar or something? Like, I don't know. But
That'd be great.
it's got to be better than Hota because Hota did nothing for her. And like, there's got to be some other like legends who are maybe, I don't know, more spry in the ring. Like they can move around a bit more, you know, and really do stuff. But
I forgot about the most important part of the show. Saki Kashima is retiring on this show, and I
that's
do
true.
think that's very important to bring up,
Mhm.
because losing Saki Kashima is losing a very important part of Joshi, very important part of Stardom. And no, I'm
Mhm.
not kidding. That is the ultimate role player. For years, she has been someone that you can put in the spoiler spot, the comedic spot, the third spot in the trios, a title match, high speed, whatever it may be, and she has delivered. And I think it's in for me, it's kind of been tough to watch her the past couple months because it's very clear she doesn't have much left in her. She's not taking a lot of bumps, and I think it's been fun to see the funny stuff and do the revival, but it's very clear she is just trying to do everything in her power to get to that last match. So I don't know what her retirement match is going to be. I'm actually very interested to see what it is because it's not going to be Shuri, as we know. We already did that match. I do think losing Saki Kashima is actually like the biggest part of this show. I know some people will overlook that for now, but whatever the retirement match may be, I am very much I am looking forward to it because I think obviously Joshi Wrestling does retirements better than anyone. So that'll be very special.
I also hope that she locks in for that one last match. Like, give us a bunch of comedy leading up to it, and you go into it, you're thinking like, oh well, it's just going to be a lot of comedy, and then all of a sudden she like pulls out her kickboxing.
Can you imagine she won the revival in 3 seconds, and that was the match?
I mean, I could
that would
believe
be hilarious. That would be hilarious.
I could believe it. Would they restart the match? Probably, but
Yeah, it'd only work if it was Mayu. I'm quite frankly, like that's the only way that would actually work because that was the connection,
Yeah, I got to see that happen live actually on a Korakuen, where I was. It was just one of those random Korakuens. I think it was a tag match, and she got her with the pin, and everyone was so shocked that we were just like, did the ref just accidentally count that and wasn't supposed to? Like, what is going on here? Like it's crazy to see, but I'm really looking forward to seeing whatever her like final match is, and honestly, I do still think that she might do like a produce show or something after the fact, just so she can have something with Mayu because those two are forever connected. I think so.
Sure. Well, folks, we nailed it. We did it. Very little chaos, technological and otherwise. Episode 1 of many, perhaps, in the books. Any final thoughts before we head out?
I mean, I would just say that I love Joshi Pro Wrestling. It gives you everything. Like, no matter what you're looking for, you can find it depending on whatever companies you decide to watch. And I definitely do need to watch some more indie stuff as well because I think the smaller companies have been doing really good stuff from what I've seen, and it's just things that I need to like lock in more for. But yeah, I like where the state of the industry is, and there's more and more rookies popping up every day, which is awesome to see. So
bring back Nomads Volume 4.
Okay.
Yep.
We'll do the recommendations. All right, till next time, y'all. Enjoy. Okay.